Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for invite. And anyone would like to get start? May I give some introduction or something? We just start.
Okay, just for a second, Parrot, would you like to, do you think everybody's here? We actually, there, you know what, we can just start, just go ahead and start, uh, because we don't know, still people are coming in. So how about we just start right now? Welcome everybody to the PMI Jordan chapter professional development session. You know, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. It's Dharam Singh.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a pleasure of being connected with Dharam for several years now through LinkedIn, but this is the first time we work together or we see each other on a live session. So I'm very pleased to finally meet you and to link at least the name to the face to the voice. I've already linked the name to the face, but now I'm linking the name to a moving face and a voice. Uh, Dharam actually requires no introduction. So for me, not to miss anything, I'll leave introducing yourself to you, and I'll hand it over to you from this point onward. Uh, but before we just start, I want to express the PMI Jordan chapter appreciation for you to provide us some time, some of your valuable time to provide our chapter members with this session. And we are very excited about it. And I'll hand it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Mar. Thank you for everyone joining this session. And thank you to the PMI Jordan for giving me opportunity to be part of you, to help you or give some kind of guidance if I can, especially in this tough time when everybody is dealing with something. I'm not sure the situation of Jordan, but lots of countries, lot of people are going through various stages of their life. Some countries are suffering because of a lot of cases are happening because of COVID. Recently, and actually just few days ago, we start seeing surge of COVID infection more in Europe. Of course, it's US is a consistent, no change happened, not much going up and down. But Europe was down and suddenly it's back. And India is another country which I belongs to. I was born in India and lived in India for first quarter of my life. And then I moved to Australia. I lived there for 21, 22 years actually. It was really great spending time in Australia. I learned a lot from Australia, and still, I'm an Australian citizen, by the way. And recently, actually, last year, I moved to United States. So, I can say half of my time in United States has spent in my garage, where I'm sitting at the moment. I don't know it's a good thing or bad thing, but it's all about utilizing the opportunities. Whatever word is going to come and bring at you, you need to see what is in for me and can I make this as a better opportunity for myself. So as I said, I was in Australia. I lived in Australia for 22 years. Never thought I'm going to go leave Australia because it's such a beautiful place to be in. And, I was so settled and some properties, my kids were functioning, everything was good. But last year, my daughter had an opportunity to come to United States for university degree. And for me, my job, I'm not dependent on anyone. Rather, I should be traveling more time. And so I realized that my customer base is more in United States. So moving to US is not a big issue for me. Rather, it's an opportunity for me. So that time I came here and start building my network here. And then, January and February, we know that things happen. So once again, thank you to the PMI Jordan and to my friends in Jordan. I don't know much about the country. I'd never visited, The closest I was in Saudi Arabia and Dubai and Oman. I know that's probably still far away from you, but that's where I reach closest to Jordan. I know it's a beautiful place, and I love to be there one day when the situation is settled, and like to come and maybe as a visitor, maybe as a speaker, whatever work for me. But I like to travel around the world, and I like to see all of you physically and maybe contribute to your success one way or other way. So as I mentioned, this period is tough time for many people. Yes, not. Sorry, if everybody can be mute if you're not speaking, that would be great. Yeah. So some people have to go through physical, pain or the problem of COVID. Some people are impacted because of the financial problem happening because of losing jobs, or near and dearest are going through the problem. So we know this is a tough time, and it's almost now 10 months when we have started this lockdown situation, and we're still recovering. And I don't know when this will finish, when we will be freely going out without mask and hugging each other once again, shaking hands. So that's probably a way, probably another 10 months to 1 year. And I'm not trying to create a dark picture here, but that's what we are in. So probably you know this person on the screen, other than myself, Charles Darwin, in 1809 to 1882. So somebody who gone through biology chapter lessons in school, they probably remember him. He was the person who was talking about how the life has evaluated, generated from, and how it's grown from where it was to now. So that has given me some lesson. And that's where my topic is. So I'm here talking about survival of fittest. Okay. It's not the smartest. It's not the most richest person can survive, or somebody who has all the abilities. It's about who can adapt in the situation. In the COVID situation, I know it's difficult, but how can you adapt yourself and still survive and thrive? That's why this person is very honorable to me, and that's why I picked his name and the topic for this way. So today I like to talk about some of the challenges the PMOs are facing, some of the tactical steps, strategic steps we can take, and emphasize on empathy. Yes, very important. We need to get the job done. We have deadlines. Normal time is okay. We can, talk to people, guys, when it's happening, and push them to the extreme boundary. But here the situation is different. We need to be empathetic to the situation. They are dealing with some situation. So we need to understand what they're going through. Managing risk, constraints and dependencies, managing resource utilization in the most effective way. I'm not talking about the people only, the limited resources we have in the form of laptop, phone usage, bandwidth we have. And look at what is the new normal. And what else we can do as a project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, to look after ourselves, to look after our staff, and to look after our company. So while I have this presentation, I'm open for your questions. At any time you feel you want to ask a question, please, I think you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. So who I am, and as Mr. Maher mentioned that, yes, I have been in the field of training, PGMP, PFMP, and PMP since 2009, not long ago. So since then, I start teaching project managers, program managers, portfolio managers, and I'm going around the world. Currently, I'm teaching via my virtual programs. And in between, you see that some funny picture. That's actually me. I'm actually in front of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Think about if I fall down, I will be falling down 10 meters down in the water. Maybe I can probably hit one of the rocks. So I'm into yoga for a long time. Happening falling on the rock is very, very rare for me because I have been practicing this for a long time. So this is my daily routine. I do yoga in the morning before coming to the session. I finish my yoga, and so all about practice. So what I'm doing on the screen here, that's a practice of many, many years. And I do all other crazy things. So I have worked for many companies when I was in Australia. I worked for telecom industry. I worked for bank. I worked for HP, setting up their data center, cloud data center. I worked for government organization, local government, state government, federal government. So all of that has given me a lot of experience, not to work in different type of environment, but to be adaptable in any situation. So if I'm telling you telecom, I'm working in telecom company, then move to a bank, then I move to HP, then I move to the government, and every time it was different job. I'm in IT. Sometimes I go to the infrastructure. Sometimes I move to the moving tower for telecom. So it's all about adapting with the situation and thriving in the situation. By the way, this is showing my age as well. I don't know why should I put that logo there. Why I want to reveal my age. That's my age. So that's I now 50-year-old as of June this year. I'm proud of that age. The age is 50 is just a number, but that gives you more experience. Actually, I call that more experience. So as we already know, okay, actually I can see a few things here. Yeah. So COVID is not new for anyone now, and it is impacting almost every industry. If you know the airline industry, nobody's traveling at the moment. Entertainment industry, nobody is going to the theaters, watching movies. Hotels, lots of shops are impacted. So almost every business is impacted one way or other. So KPMG has done some research some time back, and they come to know, they actually told us that $79 billion has lost only in the construction industry, because now the construction almost stopped, and that is some of the major projects has been stopped, and that's where it's impacting us. A lot of projects are cancelled, almost every industry. Tourism is impacted. So I'm not sure how many people were traveling to Jordan and what is the number now. So it is impacted. So it's not new, and we know one way or other there's a big problem. So as Darwin said, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the intelligent. You can be the most intelligent person. You can be the topper of the school. You may suffer, you may not survive, but the person or people who can adapt with the situation, they will survive. Not only survive, thrive. So just to give a little more background, end of 2019, I was very excited. I was looking very bright 2020. At the time, I had already planned my programs for Germany, Italy, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Australia, and many other places. I was hoping that this year going to be one of the best year for my life, with lots of travel, lots of connection, lot of meeting. So I was able to go to Saudi Arabia in February, second week of February, I was in Saudi Arabia. That was my last trip. And then I have to literally come down and say, okay, now I have to think what I can do now. Think about my job. I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer. I have to be in front of you in a classroom. I was about to reach airport to go to Australia. I have a plan to train people in Telstra in Melbourne, Australia. Almost 10 minutes to reach the airport. Suddenly I got a call from the Telstra people. Look, because of COVID, we cannot have you here. If you come here, then you have to be 14 days quarantine. Or if if your student join the program, then they have to be 14 days quarantine. So they decided to cancel the program. But somehow I was able to convince them, look, don't worry about physical class. Let me do a virtual boot camp. I have been doing virtual mentoring program, but the virtual boot camp was my first time, where I'm going to work with a few people from Australia for next 3 days, continuous, just like in a boot camp. So initially I was not very comfortable, but when I realized actually this is much better, I don't have to travel, I don't have to worry about visa, I don't have to worry about accommodation, and they can be anywhere in the world as long as they can see my screen, you can hear my voice. This is even better. So that actually that turned out to be really good. The first time for Telstra people in March turned out to be really good. And the important thing was I was able to record as well. So that good. And then I realized that maybe I don't have to travel anywhere. I just announced the programs and did some adjustment to the pricing. And I start sharing, I have started helping more and more people. So in this COVID time, last 8-9 months, which could have been disaster for me, actually this year so far is the best for me. In this 9 months, I have done probably 15 PGMP programs and 5 or 6 PFMP programs. In every class, I have 3, 4, 5, 6 people. As you can see, this is turning out to me, for me, as the best year so far. Okay. So what I'm saying is, it could have been disaster. If I look my income in February and March, it was actually negative. March was my tax time. I paid the taxes. Suddenly, when I gone negative, I was worried, really worried. But from negative to staying positive and at a very high level was not in my dreams at all. But sometimes something happened with the help of my some advices from my 16-year-old son and some thought process with me and my team. I was able to create more and more programs, and I was able to create more and more value to my students around the world. So you can see how I was able to change the situation from disaster situation for myself to something I'm adding more value. And in this whole process, I decided, why don't I create a webinar where I can add more value to my, even if you're not my student, I can give you some pointers or some guidelines. So we have to think about change. We cannot stay the same status quo. You can think about last year, this was situation, I should stay like this. No, you have to adapt. Maybe you have to think about, changing your style, work style, working with your team, and look for any training which can help you to build your motivation or to your expertise. So the current challenges faced by PMO, and I'm sure some of you are project managers, because I'm talking to PMI chapter anyway. So I'm assuming most of you are one way or other connected with project management. Some of them, you are even PMO. Some of you are program manager, portfolio manager. So you know the challenges. And forgive me if I don't know, because I have not talked to anybody from Jordan what really the situation is. I'm assuming what I have seen the situation in Saudi Arabia, PMOs, or in United States or Australia. It's pretty much same. So planning. So now we have to think, whatever you planned before 2020 or even January 2020, you have to actually throw out your strategies and objectives, whatever you thought that I'm going to achieve in 2020. We have to replan, re-strategize. We look for continuity. How can I continue with whatever I'm doing? Can I maintain my team? So from the client point of view, many clients are facing, they can't afford your salaries now, or if you're a consultant, they can't afford your fees. Economy is not doing good, but they still look for support. So we need to see, while the client is not able to pay what they used to pay, but can we still provide them required support? So we need to see segmentation as what resources do we have in terms of people, in terms of money, even the hardware, software, limited resources. We still have to do whatever we were doing. We need to look at the prioritization of the projects. Should we continue with all the priority we had? Now, earlier we're thinking of, okay, we are going to grow. We have to grow in this year. We need to get more customers. Now, most companies are now going into the survival mode. How can I still survive for next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? So the prioritization happened. So now the mode project, or should be happening project, how can I make my staff who is working from home or somewhere other places, give them the flexibility, provide them right infrastructure. Management team, adaptation to the regulatory modification, because now there are extra regulatory requirements. We know the social distancing, the mask, sanitization, all kind of things. Digital decision making, we need to look at the risk and issues. And we have now understood COVID is also a risk. For future program and project, we need to consider this, not only COVID, any pandemic situation. We need to think about whether my company or organization is ready for something similar in future. Yes, most people are working from home, but many companies were not ready at all. For them, it was a really disaster. Think about, service where, let's say, government departments. They were not ready. They never thought they were going to allow people to work from home. They didn't have enough infrastructure, laptops, connectivity. But suddenly they have to do everything very fast, and that has created a lot of chaos as well. We need to look at future proof. So what are the solutions? There can be many solutions. We can look at some short-term solution as a tactical solution. So look at the list of your action or plan or projects. What project I can do with the minimum resources effectively. Team communication. Now people are working from home, from different locations, not in the office, same place. You need to ensure the team is still connected. We have the right telephonic equipments or web-based communication tools, so they can communicate with each other, not just communicate. We have meetings happening, and then make your meeting exciting, not just another boring meeting. We have to look at the risk management. What are the new risks coming because of this situation? You need to think, okay, we have 20 people working from their home. What if the connectivity is not good? What if the laptop, which was given to the person, is not working or dropped? Now everybody is working with their kids and pets around. So accident do happen. How this is a big risk. If I'm working and my laptop has a problem, earlier I can take it to the service desk, they can fix it. But now I don't know how long I have to wait before I can have my laptop fixed. These are different type of risk. We need to look into that. Resource utilization, limited resources. How can I still have the similar work with the limited resources, limited people, limited money? Strategic. Now we have new strategy. Strategy is to stay alive. And sooner or later, we have to come out of this still mode to start growing. So we need to look at the current stage situation and the future situation. We need to align our projects and program with the new situation. Stakeholder engagement. And as you know, stakeholder engagement is always very important. And in this situation, even more important, think about your staff. They are working in isolation. Sometimes they're working almost 14, 15 hours. I'm talking mainly on IT side, Yes, people can think working from home is a luxury. And some people are thinking, I don't think it's anymore. Because when I start in the morning by looking at my boss email, 6 o'clock, and I go to computer and start typing, and so I see more messages and I continue. Before I realize 11 o'clock, I have not had my breakfast. Quickly grab something, then continue the meetings. Somehow I managed to get my lunch and continue till evening. Before you realize it's 10 o'clock in the night. You didn't have enough time to talk to your family. You didn't have time to do anything else. You are working almost 24 hours. As a team manager or the project manager, your responsibility is to look after them, contact them. Even your customers, they need more engagement. They don't know what's going on now. They are worried about their product or services. Need to keep engaging with them. Give them confidence that yes, yeah, we are working from home, but we're still serving you. Improving agility. Now we have to be more flexible with time and day, customer requirement, changing requirements, lack of money, many things. Investing in tools. The long term, we have to think about what tools we can bring in the organization, which can help us to be spread across the world. Yes, somehow you're managing at the moment, but for future, you need to see which tool or tools can help us to work from remote areas with full access, and your data is safe and secure and provide you full connectivity and everything. So we need to look at, this while we are going through this situation, think about future. How can we invest into the better tool, better equipments, better facilities? Governance, another important area. Now the situation has changed, the governance has to be different. So review our situation. New normal, revised vision and plans. So now the organizational leaders, they have to sit together and they have to think about, is my current vision is still valid with this current environment? May not be. So let's get down and let's look at revising the future state of our company. The things which we're looking 3 years from now to think, what about we move the vision to 5 years? Okay. And how the things will have, we're going to implement. So there are various things we can do, short term, long term, and future state. So phases, if we put this in phases, phase 1, phase 0 to phase 3. So we look at the project program and portfolio, more about continuity. We may not start new projects or programs. Whatever project program and operations we have, we try to maintain as it is without spending too much money. Okay. Focus is on, the phase 1 is focus on sustaining the project resources and execution. Then phase 3 is realignment of our project and programs. And look for the long-term strategic alignment of the portfolio. What can we do as immediate actions that we can prevent bigger problem in the organization? We look for the business continuity plan. So the organization might already have a business continuity plan, which we thought we're going to use in case we have a big disaster. And actually the disaster or big problem is now. We use that, go through that and see, we use as it is, we have to revise it. Identify the action as is without investing too much into the future. Let's continue the team, continue the work, whatever we're doing as is. Seek references. What that means is you look for the past, what happened when we had a disaster, how we survived, what other countries, other companies are doing. Can I do that similar or better than them? So my team, my company, my organization can still survive. The other important thing is act swiftly. We cannot plan and wait for something, some approval process. We have to act very fast. Otherwise, before we take action, the things has already changed. We already have disaster. And identify the option in hand. What option do we have? If we have to serve a customer, is he or she is in a different country or different city. Earlier we were traveling, but now we cannot travel. We need to see if we have local partner in that country or that city who can help us while we cannot travel. Maybe this company is not very trained, but they can be on phone and they can provide us the required support. Of course, we need to evaluate the cost factor. We can't just hire in that. That can be very costly. So look at the cost, look at the implication, legal implications, and fulfill the doable commitment. Whatever you can do from your side, make the whatever commitment you have for your customer, for your staff, fulfill them. These are the few important things which we have to look as a faster action. Communication is very, very important. And you have seen in the normal situation, we don't communicate properly. If we are saying something and your stakeholder is making many meaning of different things. But communication, effective communication is the most important for the success of a project, program, and even organization. We need to communicate, right information, right time. The people who are sitting at home, they like to know what's going on within an organization. If their job is safe, what is the new policy organization bringing? So communicate, find better tools, better way to broadcast the messages, effective messages, maybe one-to-one calls with your staff. Ask the team the following question. Your team is sitting, working from home. You need to think about what's going on. How can you help as the leader, as a project manager, program manager? Occasionally you ask them what they do feel about the timing, because we are running agile. Can we have thank you. Yeah. So you are having stand-up calls, meetings. Are these meetings working for them? Earlier it was 9 o'clock, everybody is on the floor, 5-6 people in agile projects. They come together, but 9 o'clock may not work for everyone now because they are working, they are supporting their family, they may have sick person in the home, or they have many other commitments. So ask them. So accordingly, adjust your stand-up meetings. And even the frequency, do we need daily meetings now? Ask the question, how their family doing? They are safe, they're doing well. If they have some sick person, how they are supporting. As an organization, can you do something for their family? What can be improved in the current situation, current style of collaboration? It was good then when you were having all of them stand up, but now the collaboration is different. Ask them what else we can do to improve our collaboration. What is the situation on the ground in the local government? Because every city, every community or every country is different at the moment. Some places infections are more. Some places you say, okay, I don't have any infection. So don't assume whatever is your community, your city may be safe. But think about your staff who is in a remote area or in one of the city where infection rate is going high. Understand the situation. You have to show empathy. What are the regulations they have to go through? Maybe they're not allowed to go out anymore. If they go out with mask, they cannot go to the offices. Ask them if they have the required resources. Laptop, phone, Wi-Fi, very, very important. Earlier, it was only one person working. Now we probably, the wife, husband, the kids, everybody at home, they're working on using same internet connectivity. You need to understand this issue. If they are, because not everyone can afford to have good Wi-Fi. So see what you can do as an organization. Laptop, internet, many other things. Whatever can make their life a little more comfortable. And do they have required IT support? Because earlier, as I mentioned, you can go to on your same floor, get the fixes. But now, even if I have to get a fix, I have to send my laptop to a place, and how I'm going to send anyway because I can't go outside. So we need to see the administration support and infrastructure support. Ask them what is a good time for the one-to-one call or discussion where they can focus for longer duration. They may be more comfortable at 7 o'clock in the evening or after let's say 3 o'clock. So let them suggest their time. So things to do immediately, look for the multi-channel communication. You may be using some of the social media, like, the WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, email. We need to continue. This is about the continuation of work. We cannot wait for somebody come and deploy a well tested communication tool. We may not have that for a long time. You can use all this WhatsApp, but everybody has to be careful what not to be shared on the social media, because once it's gone on the social media, who knows what is happening with that message. Especially informal discussion can happen on WhatsApp, but if the emails and other things, they still can use that kind of thing. So some of the tools we can deploy easily. Things to do post-COVID. We need to look for the better communication tools, which can help us to work in remote area, remote working, people working from home. The new normal, revise the communication strategy based on the learning. So we have learned a lot in the last 10 months. And I don't know for how long we have to learn. So based on the current situation, we need to see the future state of the communication. We don't have any more landlines. Everybody on the mobile phone. They're working from home. Earlier there was a problem I cannot solve. I can pass it to my senior manager or team member. But now if I have to transfer it, I have to find other ways of communicating. There's a tool, and there are many tools you can find on the internet, to test out how your team is doing. So this is called empathymeter. So when you talk to your staff, or you can do self-assessment to figure out what is the current status, their mental status, their motivation. Are they stressed? They are frustrated. They are showing understanding. They're supporting. They're compassion. So to understand more, we can ask the questions, some questions, very straightforward questions. So each question you can say, just for yourself. I've not developed any tool. If you can find something on internet or something, but you can use these as in your Excel spreadsheets, the 15 items. Under satisfaction, efficiency, resources. Ask the question like family. How their family doing? Are they feeling better when they work from home? Because they can spend more time with the family. You can give 1 or 0, or maybe you can say 0 for they're feeling really negative. They are feeling upset because of this situation. They have to spend more time with the family, which they don't. I don't think anybody like to do that. Everybody like to be with the family. But ask the question, maybe 0, 1, 2. 2, yes, they're very happy. And 1 as a neutral. Social cohesion. Maybe when you are going to the offices, you used to meet, talk to people, you go out for tea and coffee, go out for lunches. That is not happening now. Some people are missing this. The health, the physical health, mental health, emotional health, stress level. What's their stress level? How stable they are? Because some people are worried because their job might be going. Understand that. Efficiency. Maybe encourage them for reskilling. If they are doing reskilling, great. If not, what else can they do to reskill themselves? Interaction. Find out how much interaction are they comfortable with the current interaction with the team members and the manager. Sometimes it's too much interaction actually. There are people complaining that too many games. HR is bringing new way of engaging team, and some people are not comfortable with that, especially when they have to sing a song within the team meeting or do some funny things. So we need to find out the interaction is sufficient or not. Flexibility. This has given you some flexibility as well. You can start work at some time and you can do some work, your personal work, look after your kids, look after your family. Are they feeling better with the flexibility? Productivity. Is the productivity going up or down? Some people are very happy. Okay, they can focus more. But some people are not feeling comfortable because lack of focus or many other problems. Their productivity is actually going down. Execution. Are they able to execute better or less efficient? The third area is resources. Do they have required resources? Do they have do the to-do list? Are they able to do the proper scheduling and complete the work? Are they building capabilities? So earlier, you already have PMP or maybe other certification. Maybe you can think of what else they can do to improve their capability. Maybe doing some certification, digital e-learning, because we can't travel anywhere. They can do some e-learnings. They can join virtual programs. So find out if they are doing the digital learning and or equipments. Their equipments are okay. They need to upgrade the equipment. So, you need to ask them. So if you can see 15 points here, and if you go back and look at, you can divide that 15. If you have all the 15 as top, you can, yes, the person is good. He's happy. He's, excited. But if you find that if you are in this situation or this situation, that's actually really worry situation. You need to do something immediately. Is it making sense? I don't know. It's a one-way traffic. I'm just talking and I don't get. Anybody has any points so far? Any questions so far?
I think we're all good. We'll just keep the Q&A till the end.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, please keep your questions ready. I will have another 5 minutes, 10 minutes for you for the questions.
Sure.
All right. So project constraints, look at going digital wherever possible. Like, some organizations were never thought of going digital, but this is a time to become more and more digital, allow people from work from home, which is happening already, putting data on a SaaS-based platform, or some of the better equipments or tools which can help you. Establish new collaboration channels and adapt alternate vendors based on the constraints. So if you are in Jordan, there are other cities which I don't know in Jordan. I don't know Jordan is city or a capital. I should have done some homework. But if you're in one city and your client in another city, what else can you do to support them? because you can't travel. Maybe some local partners. Evaluate the legal effect of, if you're making new arrangements, you need to see the current arrangement versus new arrangement, legal implications. Look for the support structure. You need to see if the government has announced some initiatives, because many people are losing job or they are sick. So some governments, I know Australian government, United States, they have some packages to people who lost their job, lost their businesses. They want to continue the businesses. You may find that your government has announced some of the packages which can be generous. It may be enough for you to survive in this. Their team can survive. If you are a business, look for the investor. It's not that all the investors are gone. You know, there are some investors, they are using this as an opportunity to secure better startups. So if you are into the startup, look around. You may find better startup investors. They may have different conditions now, but yes, we know we have to be accepting some of the situation. Look at the insurance agencies. You know, if you already have insurance as a company, maybe you may get some compensation from them. So check the terms and condition, and if you require, go back, ask your accountant if you're running a business to see if you can get some compensation because of your situation. So the new normal, now we have to think about the vision and mission for future, long term, as we coming out of, or when we come out of the COVID. Whatever we have learned from this situation, we need to keep that in mind when we are building our long-term goals. We need to be disruptive mindset. Earlier it was okay, we are going very slow, things are happening, but things has to move very fast. Your PMO, your project manager, program manager, they have to act very, very fast. While the term agile is used for agile project, but we need to be agile as the project manager, program managers. Normal tendency we have to resist the change. This is not time for resisting for change. See, what can we bring to make the life of our company or employees much better? What tool we can bring? What else we can do to improve the collaboration, working environment? So this was a future model. A couple of years ago, we kind of talking about this kind of model 5 years, 10 years from now, where you have, your CEO sitting in one place, you have a team sitting in other different part of the world, your virtual assistant, they are connecting people. So this was kind of future model, but it is now. We need to see, can we adopt this kind of environment? And because we don't know how long we have to wait till we come out of the COVID. Okay. So guidelines for strategizing. So reinitiating the projects. Look at the pros and cons with this impact on the program and portfolio goals. So if you are restarting, we're stopping the project programs, we need to see how it's going to impact the program portfolio or all organization. Sustainability analysis for the projects which can prolong over 3 or more years. Can we take the resources out from there and put somewhere else, which can be more useful? Assessment of projects. Assessment of project stalled and the availability of resources currently required for starting the project. So some of the projects which were not started because they were not in the priority, now they are in the higher priority. We may look into those projects. Identification of any change because of the COVID situation. What has changed? Preparedness for the projects. Preparedness to sustain in the future on such pandemic situation or similar situation. So if we do see the situation like currently we have, we should be more prepared for future situations. Now we know it has happened in our lifetime. The happening of this again is always a possibility. Renewal situation, redefine the milestones, developed in concurrence with the customer using the help of scenario analysis. You're working with the customer. Look, earlier we are delivering you the product by this time, but we cannot because of this situation. Everybody understands this. They understand this. So now you tell them, look, based on the current situation, this is the new dates. Do them what if analysis, scenario analysis. I'm sure if you've gone through PMBOK, you understand what I'm talking about. Also emerging opportunities, identification of new opportunities within your project, within your program, within your organization. Like some of the opportunity can be, you never had a time to do any training. Maybe this is time for you to do some training. If you're not PMP, go for PMP. If you're already PMP, look for PGMP, PFMP, or other certificate, risk management. New normal. The new normal on the conducive environment for the return of the social economic normalcy, because we are away from the social gathering, social networking. We need to see how it's going to be. We're going to still be in the connection with our friends. Impact analysis of on the cost, and the time and stakeholder engagement because of the current situation, and business benefits. So revisiting your business benefits. So previously, we are giving the different benefits were different. Now the different, because the situation changed, the benefits from your program has changed as well. So some of the thought process for you, when you're sitting down, think about, is it hard? If you're thinking a particular goal in your mind that I wanted to, let's say, BPGMP by 2020, end of 2020. Think about that situation. Is it hard? If you know, will it bring me closer to my dreams? You have to think like this. If yes, is it going to allow me to help myself or others? If you think yes, then this is best time. Go for it. Is it hard? PGMP is not easy exam. I'm just giving example of PGMP. Some of you, I know, at least 1% know in the group, he is already PGMP, or I don't know, PFMP as well. He's my good friend. Is it worth the trouble? Because this is where you're going to put some money. This is where you're going to put some energy. Is it worth? If you say yes, will it impact positively in my life? It may not impact you now, but think about when situation is better. Whether this will give me better tools and better prepared for future situation, and find ways to do it. Okay. By the way, guys, it's always possible for you to find reason not to do things. Always. I'm busy, I have family, I have urgency, many other situations you can find. You need only one reason to push yourself. That is your vision for future. Yes, we are currently surviving, but you may be thinking, what I will be in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, 5 years' time. Will I be ready for that? I should not be looking for excuse because 2020 there was a big pandemic and I couldn't do anything. No, people are still doing it. Different things. People are doing different things. Yes, financially there are problems, emotionally there are problems, medically all kind of problems, but still can strive. And many people, many companies, they are doing some some installment plans or something which can help you. So to conclude, COVID-19 is not a black dot in your spotless career. 2020 will go. Maybe part of 2021, we have to stay like this. So by adopting the right tactical and strategic initiatives, along with the right intent, we can help customer and ourselves to win this pandemic. Trust me, guys, if you're positive, if you have right environment with you, with your staff, you can still win, you can still deliver, you can still thrive in this environment. What can what PMI can do? I mean, I know all of you are connected one way or other with PMI. PMI has been helping. They have already moved their many exams to online. PMP, ACP, I think CAPM, and Agile. The 4 exam already online. So you don't have to worry. You cannot have to find excuse that I cannot go to center because of COVID. No, don't worry about it. There are online exams. Many exams, which you have been thinking for a long time. For example, PGMP, PFMP, risk management. Maybe it's the right time for you to do them. And if you feel that I'm the right person to help you out with anything, even if you are my student or not going to be my student, doesn't matter. Please feel free to book some time with me. You may like to take a screenshot. You can type it on your screen, or you go to my website. That's vcareprojectmanagement.com. Time with me. As I said, my student. You may never become my student. I don't care.
هذه واحدة ثانية الساعة 8 هذيك.
Sorry?
الساعة 8 هذيك بدك تحطهم.
Sorry, somebody saying something? Yeah. So what I'm saying is you have help available, at least for me. You have various ways to connect with me. You can look for me on LinkedIn, look for me on Facebook or many other places. So I'd like to say thank you to my team, my friends in PMI Jordan, and all of you who have attended session and peacefully listening to my 1 hour of session. Thank you. Any questions for me?
Thank you very much, Darren. Anybody who has a question, you want to state your question in the chat box, whether in Arabic or in English, and I will convey the message to our esteemed speaker. يا جماعة أي حدا عنده أي استفسار أي سؤال يحطه على الchat box, and then I'll deliver the message to the speaker. All right. Mace says many thanks. Ala says many thanks, sir.
I don't see any questions so far. So what are the new opportunities that PMs may have in these difficult times? So this is a question, good question.
That's such an interesting question indeed.
Yeah, so, it's really good question. While the situation is difficult, you have an opportunity to build rapport with your team members. So I'm talking from the organization point of view. One is, how can you build your relationship with your staff? The people who you never talked to earlier, now is the time for you to go and talk to them by phone and listen to them. This is a time where you have to listen to them, understand what they're going through. And if you can, even simply listening can give them comfort. But otherwise, that's what you can think, maybe thinking about what are the opportunities, because currently there's so much resources available on internet, whether to learn from other people or some trainings or some remote works are also available. Like I have 2 YouTube channel. I don't know if I put that. Yes, I have YouTube here. So please take a note of this. You will find lots of free videos available where I have done some discussion with my fellow, many of them my students as well, and also with some of the industry leaders. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you will find lots of good learning videos. And some of the video can also give you PDUs as well. please reach out to me as well. And if I can be any help to you, I love to do that.
That is interesting. Actually, there's one more question that is very interesting, and it basically says, what do you have to say for those who lost their jobs during COVID-19 pandemic since March of 2020 and still looking for a job? What is your recommendation for adaptation?
So, and yeah, it's a really difficult question. It's an interesting question, but difficult as well, because somebody, one of your close friend, maybe staff, they lost a job because of COVID pandemic, whatever we call, and they are still looking. They're trying their best to get back to the jobs. And I do get this kind of question almost every day, where they lost a job or they wanted to get back to the job situation. So jobs are going down. If you are on my LinkedIn, I posted a post yesterday morning. I was talking here about PGMP jobs, and by the way, that post was mainly for PGMP, Program Manager Professional, and I'm showing there how the PGMP requirements are increasing in the United States, also globally. But globally, when I'm saying globally, mainly in China, Germany, and some other countries. But what I'm showing in that post, the last year when I came to United States, the jobs for PGMP around 600. Now, the current job in LinkedIn with PGMP are more than 800. So the jobs are coming, but you need to see which skills are in more demand now. So if you are already PMP, you have to see, and you remember PMP, almost every project manager is PMP at the moment, almost. And that's why PMI has done a good job. If not almost, 75% of project managers have PMP. So what differentiator they can bring in their life as a if they have program manager experience, portfolio manager experience, can they not do the PFMP or PGMP certification or RMP certification, or maybe they can do Agile certification to see what they never thought about. They may find new ways to get back to the job market. So upskilling is the one thing I can suggest. Of course, we cannot help them. If you can help them financially, somehow if they are struggling with the financial, why not help them? If they wanted to get back to the job market, maybe it's the right time for them to do upskill themselves. There are a lot of videos, not just have to pay somebody. I know my fees can be higher side. I don't want to say that my fees is free. But I do talk a lot of, give my free time. But there are a lot of videos available on LinkedIn, and a lot of articles are there. So ask them to go through them. There are a lot of people giving back to the community, especially in this time. Watch the videos. Look at the messages. I don't know, this is enough for you to communicate or talk to the members. But most important thing is you need to be empathy, show the empathy with them. Yes, they are going through tough times. You may or may not have seen the situation, but yes, they are going through tough time, and go give them the required support. As a project manager, as the team, as an organization, give them the required support, especially at this time. Even if you can bring them, if you can hire them in the lower situation or a less salary, maybe some compromise can happen. At least they can pass through, an organization can pass through difficult time.
Okay, that is great. Actually, we have two very similar questions from Firas and Bilal. They're very similar in terms of, I'll try to rephrase these two questions, and I'm trying to combine them both. Both are saying, how can a project manager shows that the profession of project management adds value to the organization, especially when organizations are cutting down all the expenditures and all the costs, for survival purposes, as they're trying to survive. How can project managers show that this profession has actually value to add to the organization? And that is especially in economically challenged environments, such as the ones that we're living in right now.
Yeah. So again, this is a very good question, because yes, many organizations the business is not doing as it was. You know, if you're talking about the airline industry or entertainment industry, hotel industry, they literally have to let go people. You know, people have to go. As a project manager, you need to see, can you, you know, there are some, you know, I will not say that, you know, if you go for SAP or you want to go Salesforce, some other, they can be very, very costly, but look for some reasonable tool which can help you to deliver your messages, communicate with your team, collaborate all the information or project management information in one place. You know, still show the organization like, yes, we are running low with the money, but we can still do some of the projects which we are not doing it earlier. And yes, tools, if you need to know some of the tools, you can book some time with me. I'll be more than happy to talk about some of the tools which can be useful at this time, and it's not very costly as well. So at least I know one tool. I will be more than happy to talk about.
Yeah, actually, this is one of the questions that are coming in. What virtual project management tools do you recommend?
So one tool I can tell you, and this is, of course, I am also involved with this building of this platform. So this is called VXDCC, and this is where it's bringing whole organization in one place, and it's very cost effective. And as I said, if you want to book some time with me, I'll be more than happy to talk about this and you know, guide you, because it's not available online, by the way. If you want to go and search, you will not find too much information. The information I'm sharing or my team is sharing via, you know, one-to-one meetings. I want to make sure that this tool is addressing your needs and still in your budget. So if you want to discuss about that, I will be more than happy to talk about it. Any other questions? No. So
I try to enforce communication between me and the team, and they're not doing the same. And what can I do to motivate them to better communicate?
yeah, so you know, that's where we have to have a trust between the leader, project manager, and the team. You need to, they should not see you as our project manager. Okay, again, he's going to ask me about my deadlines or this and that, which is a common thing, and they will not tell you the right story, because you can't see them now. They will give you some fake story or something, but you need to generate enough trust between you and them so they can be open. This has to be more open communication than you are a boss, you asking them a tough question, pay is my delivery, when can I get? So listen to them, ask them. As I mentioned, this is time to communicate with them. If you never communicated with the grassroots people, the people who are doing job for you, working day in, day out, talk to them. Call them at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock when they are comfortable. Ask them what's going on, how the life going for them. How can I help you in your, to you or to your family? Simple gesture. If I'm asking a simple thing, can I help you with something? People treat that, oh my God, my boss is talking to me. Called me today. And he was so excited to see that he is ready to help me. So maybe some very simple things you can do to encourage you to talk to you. So try to build a open environment where your team members are open and talking to you and providing you right feedback, right time. That's what you can do. Other, if it is a team meeting, if you can go out for a team lunch or something, which cannot happen now, you just have to build rapport by maybe doing some team activities. Now, one of the meeting, just say, guys, we have no agenda. We just talk. Maybe you share some jokes or something. What we are trying to do, we are breaking the barriers. And tell them, look, guys, we are not recording. We are not judging anybody who is what doing. Just be open. Trust me, people start coming out. They will be hesitant, but they will come out. And don't tell everyone like nobody is taking any judgment and nobody is minding anything here. And everybody has to be professional as well. You can't just use the language sometimes, So that's where we need to be open, encourage them to be open, and also let them ask, let them come to you with their problems as well, not just a project problem, but the family problem they're going through. You may not be able to help them, but who knows? You can your simple words, 2 sentences can change their life. So encourage them to be open with you. All right. Do we have any other question? No. No, I think you're mute. You're saying something, but you're mute.
Yeah, I think we've covered all the questions so far. Thank you very much, Darren, for your time and for the effort that you put with this with PMI Jordan chapter. We're very happy and we're very appreciative of your time. If you have any last words,
Yeah. So once again, thank you for organizing this session, and getting everybody on call is not easy. And as I told in my email that I'm happy to offer some discount to my programs. I don't want to be sound as a sales kind of thing, but if somebody is really dealing with situation and want to do PGMP, PFMP, call me. I will have some solution for you, and maybe installments, maybe some discount. I already offer a 10% discount. You tell me that, Dharam, I'm coming from PMI Jordan, and you told us in our one of the session, and I want to join the program. Can you give me the discount? So you don't have to use any discount code, but just tell me that you referred by the friends in PMI Jordan team, or you heard about this. So I will honor my words and help you out as much as I can from my side. Not just project. Don't worry about training part. If you just wanted to have career advice, you can book some time, 15-minute time. You can book, but generally I don't worry about time. The 15-minute call generally go for 1 hour or half an hour. So if you just want to talk to anybody, I'm here to listen to you. Maybe I can give you some direction. So guys, thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you.
Part of your.
Thank you for being with us. And thanks for your time. For everybody else, for the PDUs, as usual, the PDUs will be applied by the board. We will apply the PDUs for those who attended the session. We will follow the normal process, so you don't have to worry about this.
Good luck to everyone, and please enjoy whatever time we have. If you are happy, stay happy. If you're not happy, still you have to be happy. Okay? So do something extraordinary for yourself and to your family and to your community. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you.
Take care.